Whoa, now what's happening with it? It's your boy, the Toothless Wonder, back with more of an inspirational, informative video on the Bamboozled Again News Network. Uh, in life, and I'm probably the king of this, how do we effectively deal with discouragement? I'm probably the king of it. Typically, don't nothing go the way I want or how I plan for it to go. But as I walk this journey, it works out when it's supposed to. And it actually works out better than I ever could have imagined. That's what kind of helps me kind of break off of bringing my will under the submission of Yah's will. In light of what's happening in these YouTube streets, and for those who maybe watch a few videos, you probably get what I'm talking about. This is very discouraging. Just seeing it, just hearing it. At one point it was wow, oh my God, whatever. Then, you're trying to gather information. Then it becomes a comedy at some point. And now to this point, regardless of, the reasoning for it, sad at this point. Sad that this is the look, you know what I'm saying? So what do I do to deal with the discouragement? I keep the mission first and foremost. I tune out the naysay. I tune out the mudslinging. Symbolic of when Yah told, I think it was Joshua, look neither to the right or to the left. Because, just as, let's say, the chosen ones or the children of God or those who, truly believe in Yeshua on whatever level of journey they're on, it seems as though we're, evolving, we're getting rid of vices, we're coming into new awarenesses, so on and so forth. But by the same token, the wickedness is getting wickeder. You know what I mean? The lengths that, people are willing to go, the tactics they're willing to deploy for any particular, and it don't have to be much just to get under your skin, just to get a reaction out of you. That's how I ended up learning about stoicism. Because normally, without that information, I feel the need to, get jiggy, fire back, whatever, not realize it was draining my energy. And it diverts me from my primary purpose. And now I'm playing on your terms. I realized, even when I was young, I'm kind of different. And, the way stuff was done or how people go about stuff never made any sense to me. So I learned to play life on my terms. Because if I play on my terms, more than likely, I'm going to win. And let's say I lose, I still did it my way. I can't allow anything or anybody to bring me into their wheelhouse. I got to believe I'm smarter than that, so long as I stay out of reacting out of emotion, no matter what it might be. I've had a few situations, but it's crazy how, there's in the NAAA literature, and it talks about situations that we inherently know what to do with situations that used to baffle us rather. My situation is such that to somebody else, it might make them fold or, lash out or whatever. But it's almost like asking a duck what it's like to be in the water. It's become the new normal. I'm used to it. So I don't really get caught up in being in the water. I just learn how to swim and float on top of it and enjoy myself while I'm doing it. And I think that's part of, combating or using a counter tactic against discouragement is keeping a decent attitude. Of course, you're going to feel certain stuff. You're human. I'm human. But ultimately, after I come out of the feeling, which typically don't last long, I go right back to the business. I'm back kind of, I'm a serious dude, no diggity, no doubt. But I'm actually, in real life, very lighthearted. I'm kind of like a little kid, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of silly. You know what I mean? And you're not going to bring me down. If all the stuff I've endured hadn't brought me down, you can't do it no matter how you try. And if I perceive you're trying to do that, then I'm most definitely not going to let you do that. Excuse me. But discouragement is something I guess we'll all have to deal with in one level or another. Maybe you lose a job or maybe you don't get the job. Maybe a relationship goes south or, something that you thought was promising, is rendered asunder. I've had all that stuff happen. And initially it made me baseline like, blah, yeah, I know, blah, yeah, it's just more blah. But now, honestly, I don't get it. Like, I'm trying not to cut, you know what I'm saying? But for emphasis purposes, I don't give, you know what I'm saying? Because I got to keep trucking no matter what. And not even trucking, kind of haphazardly. Like, this is kind of the stuff that's made me who I am. It's like a warrior becoming fortified in war. So the war is actually purposeful to the development of the warrior. What kind of warrior shies away from whatever comes his direction? And you deal with enough stuff, you just inherently know how to do stuff. Or you're able to use like, here's one thing I use. Instead of looking at what I don't have, I flip that over and I look at, even if it's minimal, what do I have at my disposal and how can I maximize it? So typically I'm able to do more with less. I know how to stretch things. I know how to get the most out of any situation I find myself in, for the most part. Which makes me a better steward over the thing that I'm given the ability to have in my possession or have at my disposal. Here's another one. And we see this on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? The slander, the naysay, the bombardment of information. I'll be remembering. I don't give it. You know what I'm saying? Because none of these things, one, change my opinion of me. Two, don't affect the mission. Other than if I overly focus on it. And I'm required to stick to the script. No matter how long it takes. What else am I going to do with my time at this point? What, I'm going to distract myself with pleasure or frivolous activities that I know consciously ain't going to get me nowhere because I don't want to deal with the situation at hand, no matter what it may be, or the feeling thereof. Now, depending on it, I'll take a break and take a nap or just go, marinate by the water or something like that. But like I said, that typically don't sit on me long. After that, it's back to the business. It's back problem solving. It's back critically thinking. It's back navigating. It's back to the business. I kind of course, nobody likes, or wishes hard times, discouragement, failures, things of that nature. But it's just part of the journey. It's just part of life. And I think it's helped me mentally when I view it through the mirror of other people. Not that I compare myself to other people or I have some type of superiority complex mentally. However, I see this as a necessary skill moving forward. Especially if I'm truly empathetic and perceive the desire or perceive that there may come a time in the future where I may have to lead people. Again, I'm back to preparation. I'll be getting flashes of stuff, but then it kind of gets, blown away, right? Flashes of, let's say, financial success. Flashes of, a conducive relationship. Flashes of certain skills I have to use, like leadership, stoicism, and then it goes away. But it's etched in my memory. So when the time calls for it, I can go right back to it. And I've already reviewed myself and made the proper adjustments mentally to be more effective and efficient in whatever I'm called to do for the greater good. In wisdom. Even in this space of what we see on social media with, let's say, brothers in disunity, I'll use that word. I'm still not going to let that discourage me from potentially, linking with brothers, building with brothers, because it's out of necessity. That's part of the mission. Like if I'm in I play sports. Like, okay, we down 20. Yeah, but, depending on how much time left on the clock, I'm not going to let that discourage me from making a run at this thing. Because I'd rather make a run at it and lose than just pack it in, you know what I'm saying? And just concede defeat. You ain't never really defeated till you quit. And this ain't no time for quit. Even if the outward situation looks daunting or looks depressing or looks, you still, I mean, you don't have to, but you still got to muster up something. Like I said in the previous video, like I was wondering where I was getting the strength from, or when I started lashing out and getting violent and all that, because of the perception of vulnerability or, sorrow and loss and all that. What situations reveal whatever's in you is going to come out. So I chose to fight. Now, granted, I did it in kind of the wrong way. Not just fit, but fight back against, this ain't what you think it is, or fighting my own self. And that was for years, with no sign of when any of this is going to let up. And it didn't. It just got easier because I got stronger. No different than the analogy of lifting weights. You start off, you can only lift 220, bench press 225 twice. But you do it so long, now after, let's say, a year, you can do it 12 times. To an onlooker, you're strong. And yeah, you are. But what they don't realize is the fact that you've had to press this every day, that it got easier to you. But it's still the same amount of weight. I just became more graceful under the burden of such. And I think personally, because, praise to the Most High, I think that's why I got a different little flojo with me. You run into various characters, along Gulliver's Travels. But typically when someone perceives them, the bamboozle in whatever form he takes, which one of them, they think they're mentally superior than you. So instead of attempting to prove to you that that's not the case, I'm actually going to prove it to you by being totally dismissive of you and acting like I don't care what you got to say. And now I don't, because any answer I need, I know how to find it out for myself. Again, putting the personal responsibility squarely on my shoulders. So if this don't go right, I don't want to be able to blame you, nor would I. I messed up because I wasn't diligent enough. Or this didn't work because I didn't put in the work. I've been done with the blame game and the victimhood. Or blaming people for, what I'm saying? Like I say, oh, the people at the job try to set me up. And yeah, I believe that to be the case. But if I believe that, then the onus is on me to not let that happen. This is the proverbial, attempt to, in a fight, you can break down the sweet science of boxing. But when you break it down to the molecule, the key is to hit and not get hit. So long as you do that, for the most part, you're pretty decent. And make sure you stay horizontal, or vertical rather, and don't get, put horizontal on the map. Now I can take some shots. I've been taking them. But the flurry ain't gonna last forever. And then I'll start timing. I'm just using a boxing analogy. Then I'll start timing the shots. Okay, I can sneak in a jab here, even though I'm tired. Okay, I can rest against the ropes. Let me tuck my chin. You know what I'm saying? In the midst of the storm, still operating with a strategy. Even if you can't implement the strategy right here, right now, you're still constructing one. Your brain is still taking in data. You see what I'm saying? You're still attempting to find a way to win. That's why with me, like, I'm kind of, on this kind of, now I got mans in them, you know what I'm saying? But most of us are on the same kind of campaign of, just handling our business, take care of our families, trying to grow, build, evolve. So, because of time constraints, we don't always have time to, meet in person. But with that being said, I'm still open, even though it hasn't happened, and I've had situations to the left of things. I'm still open to building with other people. I'm still open to a conducive relationship. I'm still open to, you know what I'm saying? Past experiences don't dictate how I view the future. I just operate with wisdom in the present. And with that one, man, I'ma holler at y'all. Stay up out, chat. Ooh, oh!